Hello everybody, I am AngryBird. Welcome back. It feels like we've been away for a little while. I've been trying to keep up with these streams, but we did unfortunately have to lower the number of videos over the last week, but that was while I was working on behind the scenes action. We had a news video out recently, 100 subscribers, fantastic. We've launched the Discord, join us, the link will be in the description. We've launched a Patreon as well, so you can support me if you're watching these YouTube videos. I'm hoping to improve the quality, so go down in the description, click and read the Patreon, lots of details in there. And finally, Saturday we launched our first Twitch stream. So we're now streaming on Saturdays. Well, we'll be streaming on Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday and Mondays, if all goes to plan. Head over, there should be a link in the description as well, lots of links in those descriptions, and head over to the page, the schedule's on there. We will have to be a little bit flexible. I won't be able to make it absolutely every single time, but the Discord will be the place where I post most of the details on when I'm streaming, and you know, if I can't make a particular stream. Also, Twitch wise, look out for Monday nights, because Monday nights I plan to do Monday night casts where I'm recording these exact casts, these kind of casts, live on Twitch, and you can discuss them with me afterwards, and then I'm going to post them out to YouTube as they are now once we've done that. Right, so I just wanted to cover that little bit of news, but I'm going to have to run through the decks quite quick, possibly, because I don't want the game to start. So, who have we got today? We are Steel Division League Group 2. We've got Charles, sorry, Group 3. Group 3 this is, so ignore the bit at the top. We have Charles versus Metalphase. Charles is playing the 29th Guards Tank Corps and Metalphase is playing the 2nd Guards Tank Corps. So I kind of wanted to have a look at this and see how the 2nd Guards Tank Corps did and stood up to the 29th, because a lot of people would say the 29th is the better pick here, but the income difference may make a big, you know, change to how we think things might pan out. We've got the Maverick income for the 29th Guards Tank Corps, and that could help Charles get out a hell of a lot of IS-2s in the mid phase. He has 3 IS-2 9043s in B phase and 2 Comrotis in B phase, but he doesn't have a hell of a lot of C phase troops. He has no tanks in C phase. The only C phase unit he has are the Sapere. So if this game goes long, Charles could be in deep trouble. He will want to get out early against that balanced income and really put the hurt on Metalphase and finish this game off maybe by about 5-10 minutes into C phase at most. He will not want to get this game going past the 30-minute mark. That is for sure. Let's have a look at Metalphase's deck. So quite different to Charles's. He is on the balanced income, so he is going to want this game to go long and really use the income to his advantage. He has the 10 T-34-85s in C phase and the 17 T-34-76s in C phase. So he is going to look to get those tanks out in C phase and overwhelm those IS-2s with numbers. He has the IS-U-152s in A and B phase, so perhaps he's looking to use them to take on a couple of those, perhaps the early IS-2s that may come out in A phase. And he has the ZIS-2 guns as well that can do the job, 2 in A phase and 6 in B phase, but no real anti-tank planes, so he's going to be relying on those anti-tank guns with the ZIS-2s and the ISUs in the support phase. He could well use the numbers advantage of the T-34s to, you know, get side shots in on those IS-2s, but it is going to be more difficult. Perhaps I mean, early phase, it looks like he's up-vetted those T-34s, so potentially he's looking to use the veterancy to, you know, do some shoot and scoot tactics. But I think he's going to be relying ultimately on those ZIS-2 guns. In terms of the map, well, I think both sides really, infantry wise, they have the same types of infantry. It looks like Metalphase, with that balanced income, has a little bit more infantry, perhaps a little bit more in the long game, but I think they're going to be fairly evenly matched on the infantry scale. So let's have a quick look at the deployment. So on the left hand side, let's remind ourselves, we have Charles with the 29th Guards Tank Corps, and based on his immediate setup at the moment, it looks like he is pushing very hard into that southern town and that sort of southern central area. And Metalphase is putting a fair bit in there as well. So on the right hand side in red, we have Metalphase playing the 2nd Guards Tank Corps. Yes, he is putting a fair bit into that southern town as well. He has the ZIS-2 there. Let's see. Does he have any others? So he has the T-34-76, a hell of a lot of infantry, different kinds, Ognamachiki, Avtomachiki. He has the SG-43s in there as well, the Gvardia Komrotti. He's got the ZIS-2. I'm expecting that might come up to this top central area. It might actually maybe cover around this area potentially and look to hit any armor coming in the northern side. I mean, from Metalphase's point of view, against the 2nd Guards Tank Corps, surely you'd be expecting a northern push from Charles with those IS-2s. So I'm expecting, yes, we've got the ZIS-2 in the very north. We've got, is that an so that's an M42 sort of north central area, and then a fair bit going into the sort of central area as well, one M42 gun. So Metalphase setting up here. It's interesting. If I was on if I was in Metalphase's shoes right now, I'd be expecting a heavy push in this northern side where it's very open and those IS-2s can dominate the environment. But you cannot underestimate this central area due to the sight lines that it provides. So if you're able to, as the blue player or the red player, so on the left or right, if you're able to take up positions in these woods, you know, it provides sight lines onto these flags here. And certainly in the south, obviously, look at the sight lines that's provided by this ridge down here. So personally, we'll see what Charles looks to do, but if he pushes through this southern central part and doesn't take this ridged central area, then Metalphase could certainly put a lot of units up on this area and just hammer down onto Charles's attack. So it'll be interesting. I think that's why he's committing to both areas, it looks like. Yeah, he is committing fairly heavy resources to both areas, fairly light up north. So, but Metalphase hasn't got a hell of a lot of units up there, so he is targeting the southern area as well. This will be a very interesting starting engagement, and look at the micro movements from Metalphase, taking advantage of that ability to set your movement orders up in advance, and quite aggressive in this southern side for a balanced versus Maverick start. I'd like to maybe try and, you know, keep hold of as many units as you can. That B phase is going to really hurt for Metalphase. We have the T-34-85 Reshnikov on the advance. Beautiful looking unit. Lovely unit. So, but let's not miss the action. We have the Ognamachikis kind of unloading and giving each other a little bit of space. Nothing immediate is happening. And then in this central area as well, I expect this Ognamachiki will come under attack. And Charles surely will unload the other one. Doesn't want to lose that. Does lose it in the transport. Unfortunate start, but it's only one Ognamachiki. It's only 15 points, but that is going to hurt him in this forest engagement because he did have two going in there. He now only has one, so that could be difficult. Down in the south, we've got the Ognamachiki attacking the Sapere, and hoping to get some early hits off with that flamethrower, but the satchel charge going in now, and the Ognamachiki will go down. The Sapari a bit further north takes out the other Ognamachiki as well, and this Strokey DP, is that in the building? I think that needs to get in that building to avoid the stress damage that it's taking. The Ognamachiki throwing the smoke there, excellent micro, just trying to help out those Strokey DPs, but they are going to get pinned down. The Machiki in perfect range there, I mean just in range, and it looks like he's going to try and push them forward. Metalphase just in the central area, a hell of a lot of Ognamachikis attacking forward, along with the Tanko Disanikis and the 2-star M2A1s. Charles has the 1-star M2A1 with the Aftermachiki, so battle of the Tankos versus the Aftos. This will be interesting. Tanko Disaniki pushing forward, but it only has the smoke grenade. It doesn't have that anti-tank grenade, so cannot take on the M2A1. There's a bit of a fight off between the M2A1s in the centre, but in comes the T-34-76, and this is the king of this area. That is certainly going to take out those M2A1s, no problem. They aren't going to stand a chance against the T-34-76. Does have to worry that it doesn't get too close to the Aftermachiki. Metalphase won't know that's there, but he certainly knows something is in that forest. So, oh, and now the T-34-85 comes in and it takes over command of the area. The T-34-76 backs away, and rightly so. This is going to be a very interesting back and forth engagement between these two sides. Very evenly matched in terms of like equipment types. So we have the two M37-82 mils in the back, not currently unloaded, and Reshnikov as well. I hope I'm saying that. Reshetnikov, maybe. Not quite getting involved yet. We've got the PTRS 41 in the church tower. Metalphase looks like he's actually on the advance in the southern area with a balanced income. Very expertly played. The SG-43 is making its way forwards, and at some point will reveal the PTRS 41, but will it just avoid being taken out by the 52p in the northern side? That's going to be interesting. I think that SG-43 will win out, and currently has the flag up there. So Metalphase has the 1311, the T-34-76 just dancing around the forest trying to get its best angle, but with this T-34-85 from Charles, it's got to be careful. And Metalphase's units kind of pinned into this forest at the moment. No anti-tank on them, and they can't really move forward for the M2A1 and the T-34-85 kind of zoning them out. But Metalphase, he doesn't really need to advance there. He's almost got the flag in this very southern compound. The T-34-85 in the rear is taking shots at the Strokey DP. He does get the flag now, and the reinforcements are under threat from Charles. This has got to be a bad start from Charles. Charles, or certainly not the start that Charles would have liked. He does have the two 82mm mortars coming in now, and these will certainly help his infantry out. The Tanko Desaniki's getting in close and getting that grenade off against the open top half track, taking it out. Excellent work with the Tanko Desanikis. The Ognamachikis move forward, but they won't stand up to the Aftermachikis as soon as they unload. Fantastic work. The SG-43 did go down in that central area, so probably the 52p, but maybe the PTRS with the PPSH maybe just took them out as well. Tanko Disaniki's coming in, Metalphase pushing up with Gvardias as well, and he's doing a hell of a good job to put Charles on the back foot early on into A phase. Certainly Charles has a very slight advantage in terms of income, but the way that Metalphase is putting Charles on the back foot means that that B phase income, that 180 points income, is really going to be used by Charles to kind of push his way back into this game, rather than kind of attack forwards and, you know, push out the victory in B phase. He's going to be using it to kind of regain ground at this stage. He does retake the flag with the help of the Strokey DPs, and in comes the mortar attacks, and over time this is going to actually whittle down the forces of Metalphase. So it's going to be interesting whether Metalphase reacts to Charles' 82mm mortars and takes them, tries to counter battery them. It looks like we have the M42 gun down the road taking on the T-34-85 of Resetnikov, and He's getting some criticals in, maybe with those early APCR shells, but he is now out of APCRs. Charles backing off the T-34-85, but I don't really think he's in too much trouble of using that losing that unit now. Now those APCR shells have gone, the strafe coming in from the Cobra, and yeah, I would like to push that T-34-85 back and start re-engaging again. He does have to worry possibly about this ridge, but he's okay so far. We've got another T-34-85 into the the southern central light forest area. Currently, Charles hanging on with his after-Machikis, and Metalphase, he's got him under a lot of pressure right now. But Charles, using those mortars, he's pushing Metalphase back slowly. He's whittling down this infantry unit. Metalphase reinforcing with Guardias, and it feels like the initial engagements, the initial skirmishes are over. The players are kind of settling down into positions. The first reinforcements, or certainly the first substantial reinforcements, are coming in, and here comes the first IS-2 of the game. Charles does choose the northern approach, bringing this IS-2 in, and he's just going to push it through the forest. And I'm guessing he's waiting to use these after-Machikis to push them. Here we go, down the road, perfectly attacking onto this SG-43, and I can see this little attack doing some decent work. The ZIS-2 gun is a little bit too far back to help out at this point, and dozers being spawned in as well. I'm thinking that's for the vehicle unit, the BA-20s here with the machine guns. We've got a nice little attack being set up by Charles in this northern side, and maybe it's a little bit of a bait, all the concentration going into the south to make sure that Metalphase was reinforcing all of these southern areas before launching this attack in the north. Maybe it's because Metalphase is so strong in the south that Charles has realised that really there is nothing here in this northern side, and we expect Charles to put forward a successful push here, but the Gvardias pushing forwards with those RPG 43 anti-tank grenades, and they will put the T-34-85s under a little bit of pressure. I'd like to see the Gvardia move forward, but Charles is straight onto it. He's moving back those T-34-85s. He knows the danger, and the SG-43 has gone down. The after-Machiki in place. Charles just needs to move forwards the M2A1 and support, because this after-Machiki could go down at range right now against this Gvardia. The supporting IS-2 making its way forwards, but it is slowly getting into the sight line of this ZIS-2, so this IS-2 potentially, I mean, it might go down. Let's have a look at this engagement. So Metalphase has got the APCR turned off. He's waiting for this IS-2 to come closer and closer before using the AP shells to guarantee that first hit kill, but potentially, I'm not sure, I might have just wanted to engage with the APCR, try and get the critical, but a lot more troops coming in now. They are only dozers, but certainly with the BA-20, surely they'll do some decent jobs. Charles, some decent work. Charles will just need to micro these M2A1s fairly decently as well. So the ZIS-2 gun doesn't reveal itself yet. I think Metalphase has lost his opportunity for the IS-2, and I think, yes, the I'm not sure, was it the ZIS-2 gun that took out that BA-20 there? Potentially with the efficient shot, sorry. Yes, it must have been. I was getting the efficient shot mixed up there for the hold fire, or the return fire command. So the IS-2 pushing forwards, and Charles has picked up the flag back here. It's still a 13-11 for Metalphase, but this flag in the centre, I mean, there's two T-34-76s. Another IS-2 comes in. It does come in as well into this central ground. It's going to put that one, those T-34s, under pressure, and potentially, you know, we could see another infantry unit move forward to secure this central flag. Charles looking like he could be in a decent position right now. he has lost a fair bit of units, but he has the potential. The IS-2 in the north is engine damaged now. The ZIS-2 must have got a decent shot off, and down goes the Avtomachikis in the transport. This ZIS-2 has been doing a fantastic job of just picking units off, and we've lost a hell of a lot of these BA-20s and the M2A1s or the M3A1s, M2A1s. So the ZIS-2 gun's been doing a great job. There's a T-34-85 on the way, and it's going to need a side shot to take out that IS-2, but it certainly could do the job. The IS-2, is that taking shots? It is taking shots from the ZIS-2, but down it goes now. It refaces its frontal armour just in time, and armour cracks. First shot, armour cracks the T-34. Beautiful. Metalphase will have hated that. He will not have liked that. Taking down the ZIS-2, and then first shot, armour cracks the T-34. But Charles, his attack is stunted. There isn't a great deal here. The Dozers, obviously, they won't hold the front line. The BA-20 is just pushing forwards, trying to get sight onto the units there. But the Gvardias, they have the AT grenades, not the PTRDs. So that BA-20 will do a fair bit of work. But in the south, Charles, he's very limited in his numbers. The Reshetnikov, the leader, is still there. And Metalphase bringing in a hell of a lot of T-34-76s now. We are into B phase, which is why Charles is bringing out these IS-2s. He has the income advantage now. But Metalphase reacting with a hell of a lot of cheap units. So he's trying to use the numbers maybe to overwhelm, get those numbers out, and maybe, you know, even if he loses 2 or 3 of them, he's still got a fair bit in there. The Zenart 37mm from Charles coming up, providing the anti-air, but no sign of any air from Metalphase yet, unless we've missed something. Reshetnikov is under a hell of a lot of attacks now from the T-34-85 and 76 up here on this hill. And remember, I was saying the importance of this ridged hill line. Metalphase has got command of this or southern central hill and this sort of northern central area, so he has this central ridge under his command, and look at the sight lines provided to him. So this is really a key strategic area that Metalphase has got, and any reinforcements coming in, this T-34-76, is it going to take out the ZIS-3 in the transport? Charles needs to get that unloaded. Is that going to go down? Doesn't quite go down, but might still on a second shot. Now it unloads. Charles just getting that unloaded, but the T-34-76ers pushing forwards in the south, and yeah, Metalphase, he has the numbers. An IS-2 now coming in to the southern area. IS-2 Komroti from Charles, and he's looking to just take off this road. But these T-34-76 are pressing forwards right into the artillery park or the mortar park. We've got one bailed out from the ZIS-3 gun. I would suspect that's the ZIS-3 gun. No, a side shot from the T-34-85 of Reshetnikov, and a supply truck coming in to unload, reload and also fix up the leader. And the T-34-76 is doing a fantastic job of just pushing forwards and putting pressure onto Charles. I mean, Charles is reacting. He's relying on some key units here. The IS-2 down south, the IS-2 in the centre, and the IS-2 up north. So he's relying on the quality of those units, those single key units, whereas Metalphase very much relying on the numbers of these T-34-76ers, and some of them fairly highly vetted as well. This one in the centre has the up-vet from the Gvardia Komroti and the combat there, so Metalphase bringing in the combat to up-vet a hell of a lot of his troops, and Potentially he's going to push back in this flag in the southern area. 2 Zhukovs come in to strafe down these T-34-76s, and the Zhukovs, the dedicated strafing planes or the ground attack planes, they can still do a hell of a good job at strafing units, but you have to buy the dedicated ground attack planes now. Your fighters, they will no longer do the job at strafing units. We've got the T-34-85 1943 version, the leader, the Komrotti. No, sorry, I thought that was odd. Yes, we do have the Komrotti, but we also have a second one behind as well. The Zhukov's coming in again, strafing down infantry units. Charles invested a fair bit in his air force, but Metalphase is now coming in with the Yak 1B Normandy. Charles has the 37mm set up, and the Zhukovs will come in, and one plane. Is that going to go down? Surely, yes, the Zhukov on the back of it. Yeah, it stands no chance. If those Zhukovs, they have pretty poor agility, let's see, bad agility, but as soon as they get on the back of a fighter, it will go down, because those cannons and the machine guns on the front, it has so many of them. Metalphase pushing forward with the Gvardia, fantastic attack here, and Charles launching the attack of his own in the central area. So both players launching attacks in this B phase. We're coming towards the end of B phase, and Metalphase has to be absolutely ecstatic with the performance so far. We're 17 minutes into the game and he has the 13-11 lead despite the B phase income advantage that Charles has. Really, it's going to come down to the IS-2s, I think. If Charles can keep them in the battle, then certainly he still stands a chance. It is tough for Metalphase to take them out. He's going to be relying on those ZIS-2 guns, and so far we've got another one in this northern side on efficient shot again, trying to wait for its moment against the IS-2, but you know, Metalphase, he takes out a Cobra there, beautiful play, but I think that was a mistake from Charles straying way too far over the spawn there, so it was an easy, quick Yak 9 spawn, but he does have the 37mm there, so he does have AA pretty far advanced. But what I was saying before is Metalphase, he still doesn't have a hell of a lot of units that can take out these IS-2s. He has to overwhelm them and look for side shots and rear shots with these T-34s, but otherwise rely on the ZIS-2 AT guns in the sort of standard anti-tank role. But so Charles, he certainly is not out of this game. At 13-11 down though, after the biggest income advantage that he has, he's certainly got to be fairly he won't like the position that he has been put in right now. But the advance of the Aftermachikis inside the M2A1s is certainly starting to clear up the Gvardias in this area. But Metalphase, he's definitely got the southern town and the southern central area fully under his control. I think Charles has to invest in this northern side, try and push forward the flags that he's got here, and potentially, you know, he is, I think, potentially trying to push on to the spawn. I'd like to see maybe some infantry coming along this top route, down the road from the north to the south here, and then into this central area. That would be a beautiful little move if we were able to see that happen. But he is maybe trying to push back up the hill into this central area, and I think it's right. He can't push back into this southern town without taking this central ridge, because all Metalphase will do will just put, you know, AT guns, support guns, infantry in this ridge line, and he will just fire down on any attack. So I think Charles is right. He has to take this central area before pushing back into this southern town, and basically all of his units are pushing northwards to do that. So he is focusing his units, you know, in the right way. The IS-2 there, first shot, taking down a T-34-76 there, and this IS-2, it's just taking out units, you know, when it sees them. It's going to be interesting how Charles continues now. Now we are into C phase. He's down to the 80 points income versus Metalphase with the 170 points income. More than double the income that Charles has. Will Metalphase just overwhelm Charles with the number of units, or will Charles rely on these key IS2s and, you know, somehow eke out a victory in the long run using the Saparis, the cheaper infantry units, now that he has a lot of IS2s on the field? I think I'm trying to remember back to the deck how many IS2s Charles had. I think he had 5 in B phase, and we've seen 3 on the field so far. So he has I'm sure he has at least 2 more IS2s in his arsenal, and he hasn't lost one yet. So, you know, he has the potential. It looks like he's retargeting this sort of central compound with the Saparis, potentially looking for the IS2s to provide long-range fire. And actually, there's no tanks now. The T-34 76ers that were here, it looks like they've gone down along this road, potentially with a push from Metalphase, trying to push into this central area. And Charles is making a good... Actually, he's making very good progress, pushing back through with these Saparis and retargeting this central area. So Charles actually making some good progress once again. The M2A1 drops off the Aftermachikis, and it's using its Browning to is that the 50 cal or the 30 cal? You'll have to let me know in the chat. Is that the 30 cal or the 50 cal? I think it's the 30 cal. Using it on the Gvardia. I should really know that. In comes the Cobra. Oh, this could be some damage going down on these infantry units. Takes out one completely. The other one did unload but is pinned down. So nice little Cobra strike there. The Razvedka bound to go down to the Sapri, although there's only 2 left. Surely the grenade goes in. And yeah, Razvedka just go down, but the Gvardia Comroti are going to be okay against only 1 Sapari, especially as they don't have any HE grenades yet. So Charles retargeting this northern side. He's trying to just hold on to this flag. There's 2 SG-43s, there's an M42 and a T-34s in the sort of light forest, just, you know, providing overwatch onto this, you know, open area. I'd love to see, where is this IS-2? I'd love to see this IS-2 move forwards and really put the pressure onto this other northern flag. I mean, surely Charles has got to concentrate on that. He has this very northern flag under his control. Surely he's got to push down into this other northern flag right back at Metalphase's spawn, but maybe he's a bit wary pushing in so far. The A20C Boston came in. We didn't see the bombs released, but it turns right into the path of the Normandy, although the Normandy couldn't shoot it down in one go, and I don't think he's going to get the second opportunity there. He's straying over the Zenart 37 mil, but that doesn't take it out. I think that A20C is going to get out. Surely that will get out. He's chasing it all the way. Metalphase is chasing this all the way. Will he get that A20C? It just manages to get out. And that Normandy is very far over enemy lines right now. We've got the Zenart in the south. Nothing really in this central area. That Normandy might just escape. He's got to be wary. Metalphase has to. He does now give it the evac order. And fire coming in. The Gvardia Comroti, the only things remaining in this central compound. It looks like Charles has made some excellent progress. And really, the 12-12, Charles has pulled it back to a 12-12. And it's kind of odd me saying that Charles has pulled it back, because really, Charles should have been ahead at the end of B phase. So Metalphase has done an excellent job. In comes the 82mm mortars, and they will shell this entire little pocket with mortar fire, and maybe quite a nice choice there, because without the infantry there, well, he still has to take out this IS-2. It's somehow found itself in a position where it's kind of covered. The other ZIS-2 gun that was in this forest has gone down, And yeah, that IS-2, I mean, Charles has done an excellent job of protecting these IS-2s, and if he continues in this way, he can win this game. He has held on to every IS-2 so far, and maybe the quality of these IS-2s is just going to win out in the long run. We've got another one coming into the north, and we've got some fighter attacks coming through. We've got 2 Zhukovs. They're going to easily take out these SG-43s now. There's only 1 man remaining in each squad. Down goes one of them. Down goes the other one. And where is this Cobra? This Cobra's aiming for the mortars. Beautiful. How did he manage to get that? He must be targeting based on the mortar fire. Pins them all down, but does not get any of them destroyed. Beautiful target in there. He must have recognized the fire and manually targeted that Cobra. But in comes Metalphase with the 2 37mm Xenarc guns, and that's gonna mean further airstrikes are gonna be difficult. The Zhukov strafing down the tanks. Charles is really using his air advantage. And look at that IS-2. Beautiful position. Beautiful position. It's got this supply route covered, so anything coming down there it can shoot at. Beautiful positioning from Charles. He's really got Metalphase pegged back into his own spawn in that northern area. Let's just push back down into the south and take a look. Metalphase not really pushed forwards from his southern position. I mean, he is happy there, and actually, I mean, there is only 1 IS-2 in this very southern side, but it's going to be difficult to take out. I mean, look at that sight line right down the road. The only thing that can really take that out probably will be a ZIS-2 gun, you know, placed down here, but it's going to be a difficult ask for that ZIS-2 gun. You know, but he has the combat there, so maybe the veterancy advantage, he might win out, but I can see why he's not going for it. The mortar fire coming in from Charles, and he still has those M37s there. And Metalphase, I feel like this is the next area Charles might concentrate on. Oh no, I thought these Saparis were going to come into that area there, but no, they're looking to push through this lightly forested area. And interesting decision by Charles. Potentially he thinks there's more than the Tanko Disaniki here. The M42 guns pushing through the forest and firing on the T-34s. Will they manage to get any key shots? The Sapari being engaged. Metalphase moving his units after the mortar fire. And we did get a bailed out T-34 there, so that does take away 1. The other one in the central area gun jammed. There's only 1 really remaining in this area as a threat. And Charles, from the end of B phase, I think these IS-2s have really helped him push forwards. He's got another one here in the south. I mean, he won't know there's anything here, but maybe, I mean, he's got this dozer here spotting units along this ridgeline, but I'd love to see these Sapari just head south and then into this city. It would be a beautiful attack to see that happen. But Metalphase dedicating a hell of a lot of units now into this northern side. He wants to take back this northern flag. This is the flag that he wants to push back to a 13-11, and maybe he's just going to turtle his way back to victory. He's smoked off that IS-2 and he's pushing forwards the T-34-85s, but the IS-2, he does have a minor sight line there. The M42 gun looks like it's engaging. The Cobra comes in with a strike on the infantry, but Metalphase doesn't care. He's pushing forwards the T-34-76s. He's trying to get the engagement off against the Sapari, but the T-34-85 pushing forward out of the smoke. The Sapari is pushing forwards as well. 1 crew killed T-34-76, a shooter knockout on the T-34-85. Will this IS-2 move out of its position to take up a better viewpoint? Charles is kind of relying on the smoke to go down, but Metalphase, he's pouring more smoke into the area. The T-34-85 goes down now, and the T-34-76s are pushing forwards. This could be a key victory for Metalphase if he does manage us to push through this area. The the IS-2 goes down. The IS-2 goes down. What an attack there. What an attack. Was that a side shot from the... Wow, I don't know what took down the IS-2. I have a feeling it may well have been the M42. Somehow got a side shot there. Or was it the... No, I believe it was the bazooka from the Resvedkas. It must have been the bazooka. Back here with the 250 meter range from the Resvedkas. What a beautiful, beautiful play from Metalphase. Fantastic, using those Resvedkas with the 250 meter range bazooka. I'm not surprised I didn't realise what had taken it out, because certainly Charles didn't realise he was in trouble there with that IS-2. The Dozer pushing forwards, but with the T-34 there, it is going to go down. I'm surprised he got the chance. Look at that, straight away going down, and Metalphase picks up the flag. He's immediately bringing more infantry in. He's trying to secure the big units gone down, the IS-2, and Metalphase picks up the 1311. We have an IS-2 pushing forwards again from Charles, but is it going to get there in time? He's got to worry. One of them has gone down, and maybe Charles doesn't know that it was a bazooka. Maybe he does. The Cobra coming in and looking to take out the support guns on the ridgeline. Does take one out, but the Yak 1B from Metalphase reacts, as well as the 2-3-3. Is that 3 Zenarts there with 3 Dushkas? Down goes the Cobra. Another IS-2 in the centre. Oh, we have a Katusha up north. So I think that's the first IS-2 gone down, and I think Charles, I think he's got one more at least in his deck. I think he has one more. The other IS-2 now is transmission damaged, and that took up a critical, possibly from the AT guns on the ridge, probably more likely from the T-34-85. And yeah, he's backing away. I don't think he's going to make it back into that position. I think Metalphase react as soon as that IS-2 went down. I mean, boom, he was straight on it with the infantry. And yeah, Metalphase, beautiful play with the smoke, smoking off that IS-2, smoking off the sight lines, pushing forwards with the T-34s, distracting Charles, using the taking out the T-34-85 and then pushing forwards with the Resvedka and the bazookas. Beautiful play. The IS-2 has moved back, and it's less under threat at this distance. I don't think this T-34-76 is really going to stand a chance against it. Charles just backing it off further again, and we have a T-34-85 in the rear as well, taking shots at the T-34-76. It's going to go down. It's just a matter of time, really. But Charles is going to be happy that he's re-secured this position. It gives, well, it did give him the 1311 tick, but Charles has pushed back. I think it's this flag here that he's managed to retake, and he now has the 1212 once more. Wow. Exceptional middle play there, a middle part of this match from Metalphase. We're waiting for this Katusha strike in the north, but Charles has brought it in, and I don't... It has been used, so we missed that. It looks like... Is that where the strike went in? Potentially he moved that from somewhere. I'm sorry we missed that Katusha strike there. I was looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, Metalphase has pushed back here, and actually Charles is relying on this IS-2 to sort of cover off against any further push. It's going to be difficult for Metalphase, but if he can do the same, if he can smoke off the IS-2 and just push units up into this forest, then Charles is going to be struggling. He's got the ZIS-3s back here, but no infantry in this northern side, and the wonder is Charles out of infantry at this stage? We are 35 minutes in. We are 15 minutes into Phase C. So you've got to wonder at this stage, is Charles out of infantry? This could see Metalphase sort of turtle his way through to victory. Those IS-2s are still going to be difficult to take out, but if he can just keep pushing them back, you know, keep making Charles reverse them back, then, you know, if he can push some infantry up here, he will have the ground. He will take this flag. I would love to see Charles do that, but I think the mortars have now gone down. So potentially that Katyusha strike came in here to attack the mortars. So I'd love to see Metalphase launch that same sort of similar strike again. We'll see how that goes. Has the Su-76 here at the back, just taking shots against the infantry and stopping Charles pushing further. I mean, Charles actually potentially he could push forward through to this flag, but he's got to worry about, I mean, he doesn't have command of the central area, so at any point Metalphase can just bring units in like he is doing right here, bring them in across this bridge, you know, and take them up into these positions and put pressure on these two flags. So Charles, again, if he had an infantry unit, I'd like to just push it into the open just to recover this territory. Is it going to swing for him? It does just. So maybe Metalphase could do the same. Maybe he pushes up this OB-25. It looks like he's doing that. I mean, he has to worry about the T-34-85 and the IS-2, but maybe he could push a unit into here and potentially just try to affect the front line around this flag. It looks like it's dancing right now. Is it going to switch? No, I think that's just going to remain in Charles's control. So still no infantry coming from Charles in the last sort of 2 minutes, and you have to feel like Charles is out of infantry right now. Another Katyusha strike potentially on the way in this southern side, and that could really hurt Metalphase's units here. But without infantry to push in behind it, Charles is going to struggle, I feel like. You know, we're at a 12-12, we're 38 minutes into the game. Who has this game right now? It's difficult to say. I feel like the lack of infantry coming in from Charles starts to make me favour Metalphase. But those IS-2s are key. If Charles keeps those IS-2s on the field, you know, it's just going to be really difficult for Metalphase to claw his way back into the game. So I still think it's anyone's game at this point, but I definitely think the lack of infantry coming in from Charles is really hurting him, and he is going to struggle. So Metalphase picks up the 13-11 once more. The Sapori here surely will go down to the VZ-VOD, as well as the Razvedka firing on it. It's just a matter of time. The ISU coming in and just using its 7 damage 152mm cannon just to pound the infantry. And if that gets itself into a nice spot, you know, pushes forwards. If Charles is not on the ball, he could maybe push that into a position where that ISU gets a nice side shot. Another one coming in now, and yeah, I feel like Metalphase might be trying to just sneak into a nice position. I mean, where's he going? He's going into this light forest here. I'd like to see him drive through it from the rear, although I'm not sure whether he can with the swamp. I'd also like to see him drive down here and maybe come at him from this side. He would not expect that. Charles would not expect that. But in the north, Metalphase, he's pushed forwards his units, his ZIS-2 gun here. That could do a decent job at taking out this IS-2. I think once that IS-2 goes down, then I think Metalphase is going to push through an attack. I think the key is this IS-2 in this northern area that's holding Metalphase back, and you wouldn't think it. It's just one unit, but that is how key those IS-2s are. So Metalphase is using the Su-76 to try and just batter down the IS-2. The Katyusha strike coming in, and where is it going? It's going on to the Su-76s, so Charles is targeting the artillery. He's not really aware that these are Su-76s. He's probably thinking they are tube artillery. The Katyusha strike didn't really pay itself off there. coming from this one back here. And the one in the north, is that reloaded? It is reloaded, so I probably expect the strike imminently now that the one in the south has happened. The A-20C Boston bombers, they're coming in with the 1,000 kilogram bombs, and it looks like he's targeting this ISU here. And Metalphase, he's got the 2 ISUs. Can he take out this middle area IS-2? The 1,000 kilogram bomb comes down but does not destroy the ISU. We've got OB-25s coming in, and Metalphase, it looks like he's going to take this central compound. That could take him up to a 1410. And this flag here as well is going to switch, surely. Yes. So, look, there's the 1311, but Charles must have picked one up. Because I'm sure, unless that had switched back to Charles for a moment. So yeah, the 1410 comes in now. This central compound under the control of Metalphase with those Gvardia units. And I feel like Metalphase now, he has the 1410. Wow, look at this. So Charles was hanging on to some Sapori infantry. I think this is the last chance saloon for Charles. All of that infantry coming in at once, that has got to be it. I think that was his reserve that he was holding on to. He's trying to take back this central flag. I mean, I think that at the 1410, it is all going to come down to these Sapori coming in now, and whether Charles can use them effectively, or whether Metalphase can continue the slow pushback. Well, really, he is up right now, 1410. So Metalphase, he doesn't really need to move from any of his positions. It's for Charles to get his way back into this game, because he will lose it in 15 minutes if it continues as it is now. Hell of a lot of infantry coming in now from Charles. He's retargeting this southern area, and based on what's here, he could actually succeed in this attack. There's 2 T-34-85s coming in that are going to be key, I think. If Charles can take those T-34-85s out, he stands a chance, but I think without taking them out, he's going to lose, because these Sapori, they don't have that anti-tank weaponry on them, and I feel like these T-34-85s, they're just going to stand back and fire their cannons. Reshetnikov, he is still sticking around. So Charles has picked up that flag. Doesn't lose the Sapori either, but the T-34-85s have now started firing, and Charles is pushing through as well. Potentially, is he looking to target the second flag? But I just feel like Metalphase is reacting. He's bringing in these infantry units right now, and is Charles going to be able to hang on to this flag in the very long run? I just feel like maybe he won't be able to. Like I said, these T-34-85s, they're still, you know, Charles has taken out the other units, but he needs to find a way to take out these T-34-85s, and I'm not quite sure at the moment how he's going to do that. Another IS-2 coming into the northern side, and has one gone down? I feel like one must have gone down. There was one moving south. I think it was this one that was moving south, and the other one here as well. The ISUs, or the ISU that was here, that has gone down as well. Is it this one here? Yes, it is. So that one went down, probably to the IS-2. There was probably an IS-2 ISU duel there. We've got the second one in, but this northern IS-2 as well, I'm not sure exactly. I guess he's looking to defend against any push from Metalphase, but really, Charles, he's back to the 12-12 with these 2 flags, but I don't think it's going to succeed. I think these Sapori, they're kind of beaten down. They're slowly being taken out. There, he's lost the flag again. Metalphase back to the 1311. I'd have liked maybe possibly this IS-2 coming up just up here onto this ridge. I don't know. If I was in Charles' shoes right now, you know, do I see a victory? I'm not sure I do. I think actually bringing Sapori back into this compound would have been a better, you know, a better attempt. Bring, you know, even just two Sapari in this compound. He has the IS-2 here, he has the second one here, and he's brought in a third one in the north. So that was the area where, you know, he could have retaken a flag. Potentially he can still move these Strelky DPs forwards, but they're going to have to move over the open ground. You know, the IS-2, I think, I'm not quite sure, I think that's possibly a misclick there, but that's potentially going to put himself into the path of this ISU here, and this ISU could, you know, it can take down that IS-2. Let's have a look at the engagement. So the IS-2 gets his fire off first but misses, and Metalphase backing off the ISU. I'm surprised he didn't want to take that engagement there. But he's pushing in ZIS-2s, and that's a good response. Maybe he's baiting this IS-2 further forwards. So Charles, he's still on that same movement order. The heat shells from the OB-25s, they won't do a great job. We've got more of them coming in, and yeah, I'm surprised Metalphase isn't taking the engagement right now with this ISU. Potentially he's trying to bait this forwards. He's thinking that Charles is attacking the ISU, and he's just backing it off to continue Charles's attack. But once these ZIS-2 guns come in, he's going to have a decent chance of taking down that IS-2, and it's getting in more and more trouble here. Potentially Metalphase is thinking that Charles is trying to use the IS-2 to take this compound, but he is now letting the ISU engage, and that IS-2 is getting stressed out now. Is it going to show side armor on any kind of retreat? Charles has now realised he's backing it off. He is reversing it. Get out of the way. He's probably thinking, what is that IS-2 doing? I did not order it up there. It is falling back. Is it going to show its side armour? It looks like it might just be showing side to the ISU. No, we get a bounce. This is real tight. Is that ISU going to go down? I think it's just showing frontal armour. And the two ZIS-2s are going to come in. And is that opportunity gone? Charles expertly throwing the smoke down from these F-22s in the rear. Oh, and it's gone down! It's gone down! Did we miss that? I'm not sure whether I caught that in the edge of the screen. Let's just see if we caught that on the very edge of the screen, so we can see the smoke coming off. And I was checking. Yes, it went down. It must have been the ISU there that just got in and somehow got a last gasp shot off against that IS-2. Possibly the ZIS-2 guns just came in time, but yeah, potentially this one here just came in. Potentially also the IS-2, so it did go down in the end. And Charles, he's using these F-22s, but there's more infantry coming in from Charles, so he did have more infantry. Is this now the last chance saloon? And look at these aftermachikis, they're coming down the very southern flank. Potentially they could push through past all of this infantry. This is a fantastic attack from Charles. What excellent play. He's using the T-34-85 as well. Look at the way he's pushing around this southern flank. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The Gvardia here though, with those anti-tank grenades, they're gonna potentially, if he moves into, you know, a different building, moves this one forwards, he could just get an attack off. But these aftermachikis, they're dropping off slowly. He is completely outflanking Metalphase on this southern approach. And wow, look at this play. Look at the territory. Look at the territory he's gaining. But in comes the T-34-76 and Metalphase reacting, and I think eventually he will clear this up. Down, down goes the T-34-85. So this one over here at the ridge did take it down, and is reversing away once again. And more aftermachikis coming in. So are they going for the same attack? Yes, they are. and he outflanks the combat. Metalphase moving his combat out the way. The M2A1 looking to take up more territory, and oof, just unloads in time. The Aftermachiki's just unloaded time. If they can get into that building with the PPSH, they could certainly do a hell of a lot of damage against these Gvardiar. Will this single Aftermachiki squad help this entire front? He takes down one unit. Surely he's going to take down the other unit. Yes, he does. Metalphase needs to take these units off hold fire. Wow, look at this attack from Charles. He's back to the 12-12. Beautiful play. Absolute beautiful play. So there we were kind of writing Charles off. We couldn't see what he could do, but what a fantastic move down this southern flank. But the T-34 76ers are heading in, and they are heading in numbers. The Aftermachiki, though, they can take them out with the anti-tank grenades, so there's still chance. I just don't think there's potentially enough. Surely the combat's been discovered now. Yes, it has. And this combat is going to go down. Metalphase desperately manoeuvring this combat away, but the Aftermachikis, they are going to get into position. The T-34 85 up on that central ridge is going to move forwards, and yes, down goes the combat. But this ridgeline is going to prove more and more difficult. The T-34s are coming across. They're going to get shots off onto these M2A1s. So the anti-tank grenade comes in, and one of the T-34s has been surrendered. There's another one gun jammed. What expert play from Charles. The T-34 is pushing forwards again, and Metalphase reversing that once more. I think it's just out of range there. It was just out of range from a further anti-tank grenade. He still has 4 of them left with this Aftermachiki. Wow, Charles has completely opened up this southern approach. If only he had a few more units, he could potentially completely take out this infantry, but he has the flags. That's the most important thing. He's just got to worry about this one Aftermachiki holding this second flag. He's still at the 12-12, so it's not like he's winning this game yet. He still needs another flag, and where is he going to make it? It's got to be the central compound. You know, he's got to push forwards again, and finally another IS-2 Comrote. I think this is the last IS-2 that Charles has in his deck. I would love to see this T-34 85 just push down, and wow, those Gvardiar, they aren't even in the building. If he can just push past this building with maybe use the PTRS, he could spot these Gvardiar and fire on them from distance. But you know, Charles, he's probably microing a hell of a lot of stuff right now. I'd like to see the Razvedka try and move forward, reveal some of the infantry, but yeah, this is real difficult work. The Aftermachiki, they've been pinned down, and I feel like as soon as this Gvardiar gets into range, they're going to surrender. Wow. Metalphase has surrendered the Aftermachiki. He's taken back this flag back to a 13-11. 8 minutes left on the clock. Was that Charles's last ditch attempt? Potentially it was. So these F-22s, they're still not unloaded, and potentially there's more artillery. I mean, he's got to know that there's units in this forest. Surely, I mean, potentially just raining down artillery after artillery on this forest. It might take down these units, you know, potentially give him a chance to affect the front line. But, you know, this Sapori is going to go down at some point. And if he could just maybe cut off this Aftermachiki, that might, you know, cut off the front line here and hopefully get the Sapori back in the game. But yeah, it's really difficult to see where Charles is going to make his move. I feel like too many IS-2s in this northern side that aren't really affecting the game right now. He's got 1, 2, 3 coming into this northern side, and yes, they're holding these 2 flags forwards, but they're not really. He has to gain flags right now. He has to attack. So we got the Katyusha strike coming in, and not hitting absolutely anything back here. So again, he would have been targeting the artillery, potentially, you know, hoping for some kills onto the Su-76s, but did not manage it. So he's still pushing forward with the IS-2s. So, Charles still moving forward with those IS-2s. Sorry about the silence there. I had to go and quickly answer the door. We may fill that out in the post-edit, we may not. It will be a surprise for you, I guess. So, the F-22 still firing. Finally, we've got the southern ones unloaded. And he's kind of counter-battery these Su-76s. Metalphase pushing forwards, and if he discovers the Sapari Comroti, well, they do have the Panzerfaust, so Charles still has a chance, but there's only 2 men in that squad, so as soon as that Panzerfaust goes off, if they don't get the kill, they could well go down. There's more Sapari. Surely these are the final dregs of Charles's deck. And just send one of them into this compound. Just send one Sapari into this compound, and I think he would have it. I think he will get that compound. He is trying to get back this hill, and it's not a bad go here. I think he could have a decent go of it. The Razvedkas have moved away, but they can certainly be good units with the 7 SVTs. So those SVTs, fantastic weapon, and certainly those Razvedkas can do a very good job, and they're moving north, and if they continue, they can take out that Strelky DP, and potentially we could be looking at another flag for Metalphase. He's got 3 minutes left of this game. Charles, he's kind of in his last chance. The Sapari moving into the forest, and Metalphase is going to rely on these T-34s. One of them gets crew killed from the ZIS-3. Just from the ZIS-3, and incendiary there again, and bailed out. I mean, that is a tight sight line. It doesn't look like he's in line of sight there, lot, but he must be. He must be. So that one T-34-76 goes down. Charles has pushed forward. Can he affect this flag? Can he bring it back to another 12-12? He's still got an Ognamachiki. I think that's it. He's out now. He's relying on Ognamachikis. Potentially, he could still do this. He could take back these 2 flags, but is he going to hold them? Wow, down goes another T-34. Well, no, that was the bailed out one. That was the bailed out one, but the Sapari Comroti, you know, are they going to push forwards and try and take out this T-34-76 with the Panzerschrett, the Panzerfaust? No, they can't. They're out of Panzerfaust ammunition. Oh my days. And look at this ZIS-3. It's out of HE and APCR shells. The mortar, or the Su-76 coming in on this hill, and if those Saparis goes down, I don't think Charles is going to stand. Is going to be able to last. So in comes an A20C Boston. It's been a while since we've seen that. It looks like Metalphase is launching a massive push in this central area, and if he can take down this one IS-2, he could maybe make some decent ground. We've got the ZIS-2 gun firing at it, and the IS-2 looks like it's potentially it could well come under fire from quite a lot of avenues here. Charles moving it back, and I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it's that far forward, given that Charles always had this flag. He has managed to push in Sapari and a Sapari Komroti into this northern side, but resisted from the Razvedka, and he probably doesn't know the amount of units that are there, but he isn't going to make that ground up once again. But Metalphase here, is he just going to charge? He has them on attack moves. I'd like to see them against it, although now the IS-2 is falling back. This is surely going to go down to a side shot. Surely. Loader knocked out. Bounce. Bounce. I don't think they have the right angle. Shooter knockout. I just don't think they have the right angle. Look at the number of tanks that are firing on this IS-2. In comes the M2 Combat, just trying to buff up the veterancy of this IS-2 and maybe take it out of its crew panicked state. The IS-2 in the very north, I think that's pushing forwards, but I don't think Charles is going to be able to make anything happen. He has got back the 1212. The Ognamachigis, look at the amount of smoke in here. They have recovered a flag, and if he can just get this hill, if he can get this hill, it's another flag. He needs to take out these infantry units. The Sapari can do the job, but it's just a case of this T-34-76 has got very nice sight lines on it. The artillery is now coming in, and that's fantastic. If you can just continue to arty that spot, he will win out in the long run. The Ognamachikis, they need to hold on though. There's only one-man units left, as well as this Sapari, and I'm surprised Metalphase isn't using his tanks to try and push through against the Aftermachiki. I'm guessing, you know, he did lose a couple in his first attempt, but those anti-tank grenades, you have to be within 100 meters, so you know he could push forwards to here and then push the Gvardia onto them, and then as soon as they're revealed, the tanks can fire and just slowly work his way up and take this flag at the bottom. But I guess Metalphase, he's back to a 13-11. The IS-2 has gone down. Oh, and the IS-2 in the very north has gone down as well. So we did expect that to go down. I think that was the last push for Charles. I mean, this IS-2 here, what is it doing? It's on a reverse command forwards. So maybe is Charles just giving up all hope, and he's now reversing the Komrati to its doom. There goes the victory. Metalphase wins the game. 63 minutes 39 seconds, and really, I did quite enjoy that game. It was a fairly decent slog. It was a long game, but yeah, that was an enjoyable game. And really, to see the difference between the 29th Tank Corps, which generally rely on those key IS-2s, and then the 2nd Guards Tank Corps that spam, you know, it was great to see. And Charles, you know, he was up in the kill death ratio. He had the kills. It's just he didn't have enough units. And Metalphase, he was able to outlast him in the long game. Let's have a look at the kills for Metalphase. The Zis 2 gun here did a fantastic job just picking off units, and that must have been in that, yeah, that was the one in the very north at the very start that was on an efficient shot, and it was just picking off units beautifully. Hell of a lot of T-34-76 kills. We had one take out the T-34-85 Komroti, beautiful work, and firing on the 37 mils in the back. Great play, great play. We had the Razvedka. It was the Razvedka that took out that IS-2. That was the first IS-2 to go down in that very, very north side. Beautiful play. The ISU-152 just sat back, and it did take out the IS-2. It was the ISU in the middle where it was smoked off. That was the unit that took it down, and with its, you know, main cannon, did excellent work there for Metalphase. The Su-76s as well did some nice work, you know, with the mortar fire, one of them taking out the IS-2. That must have been mortar fire taking it down. The Reshetnikov finally went down to the T-34-85 in that central, or in that south center ridge. But yeah, the IS-2 at the very end goes down to the T-34-85s. That was when there was about 10. Was about 10 of them all pushing forwards. So let's have a look at the kills. Reshetnikov does get a nice number of kills, and Charles used the sightlines really well to just set his units up in key positions. Look at this IS-2. Look at the kills. Beautiful work, but he just never had the flag advantage, and Metalphase hit him right from the start. Look at these IS-2 kills. I mean, look at the IS-2 kills. I mean, that shows the quality of the 29th Guard Tank Corps with those IS-2s, but you can't win the game with IS-2s alone. You need the infantry and the supporting units to back it up, and this time Charles, he just didn't have enough. Metalphase took the fight straight to Charles right from the start of this game, and really Charles was on the back foot. He never really made it past that 12-12, and yeah, fantastic job by Metalphase. So congratulations to Metalphase, commiserations to Charles. Really enjoyed casting this game, hope you did too. If you did, throw me a like. It really helps me know that you've enjoyed the games. It also helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so you don't miss any action when it comes out. Look out for me on Twitch. We have started Twitch streaming, so join the Discord, the schedule's in there. Go to the Twitch page, and also if you want to support the channel, you know, go in the description, look at the Patreon that we've launched. There is some cool extras there, so hopefully you'll enjoy that too. Thanks very much for watching. I am AngryBird. I will see you next time.